Are you living the life you truly desire? Or are subtle mistakes quietly holding you back, unnoticed yet impactful? Imagine achieving success, yet feeling weighed down by stress or unfulfilled ambitions. You're not alone. Many of us unknowingly fall into patterns that undermine our well-being and growth, despite striving for a better life. This is where Stoicism, an ancient philosophy rooted in self-control, reason, and living in harmony with nature, becomes a powerful guide. Its core principles teach us to master ourselves, focus on what we can control, and cultivate inner peace despite life's chaos. In this video, we'll uncover 10 crucial life mistakes most people don't notice making. Stick around as we explore how subtle shifts in mindset and action can make all the difference. 1. Treating yourself like you matter. Have you ever felt like a tireless machine, perpetually churning without pause for fuel or maintenance? In the relentless pursuit of goals and obligations, we often relegate our own needs to the bottom of an ever-growing list. We forget that to truly serve others and contribute to the world, we must first tend to the wellspring of our own being. Modern life, with its ceaseless demands and distractions, makes it all too easy to fall into the trap of self-neglect. We sacrifice sleep for deadlines, skip meals for meetings, and silence the whispers of our mental and emotional health in the name of productivity. But what good is a towering skyscraper built on a crumbling foundation? Imagine attempting to construct a magnificent edifice upon unstable ground. No matter how grand the design or meticulous the craftsmanship, the structure is ultimately doomed to collapse. Your body and mind are no different. If you fail to nourish and care for them, any achievements you attain will be fleeting and unsustainable. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers of resilience and virtue, understood this fundamental truth intimately. They recognized that true strength lies not in denying our needs, but in acknowledging and honoring them. To the Stoics, self-care was not an indulgence, but a discipline. It was about cultivating self-awareness, recognizing our limits, and making choices that align with our values. Epictetus, another Stoic luminary, taught that the chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. By focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, we free ourselves from the tyranny of external circumstances and reclaim our agency. This Stoic philosophy of self-mastery finds a powerful contemporary voice in the work of Jordan Peterson. In his lectures, books, and the now famous self-authoring program, Peterson emphasizes the critical importance of self-respect as the foundation for a meaningful life. He echoes the Stoic call to take responsibility for our own well-being, stating, "To take care of others, you must first take care of yourself." Peterson's iconic rule, one from his book 12 Rules for Life: An Antidote to Chaos, is stand up straight with your shoulders back. This seemingly simple instruction carries profound implications for our physical and psychological health. It is a call to embody self-respect, to literally and figuratively take up space in the world. By adopting a posture of confidence and strength, we signal to ourselves and others that we matter. In his lectures, Peterson often uses the metaphor of the lobster to illustrate the biological basis of self-respect. Lobsters, like humans, have a hierarchy based on serotonin levels. Those with higher serotonin levels exhibit dominant postures and behaviors, while those with lower levels become submissive and withdrawn. Peterson argues that by consciously adopting a posture of strength, we can increase our serotonin levels and cultivate a sense of self-worth. Peterson's message resonates deeply with the Stoic emphasis on self-mastery and personal responsibility. Both philosophies recognize that our well-being is not something to be passively received, but actively cultivated. By taking care of ourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally, we not only enhance our own lives, but also become better equipped to contribute to the world around us. Do you frequently ignore your body's pleas for rest? Do you berate yourself with negative self-talk or succumb to the trap of comparison? Do you allow the pursuit of external validation to overshadow the quiet joys that truly nourish your soul? The path to self-respect begins with small, deliberate acts of self-care. Prioritize sufficient sleep, nourish your body with wholesome foods, and move your body in ways that bring you joy. Cultivate self-awareness, recognizing your limits and embracing your imperfections. Stand tall, shoulders back, and face the world with confidence. As Jordan Peterson wisely reminds us, to take care of others, you must first take care of yourself. Remember, you are worthy of love and care, starting with the love and care you give to yourself. 2. Treating others like they matter. The train screeched to a halt, its doors sighing open to disgorge a wave of hurried commuters. You stood on the platform, unnoticed, as the crowd surged past, eyes fixed on destinations beyond your own. Have you ever felt invisible, like your presence barely registered amidst the bustle of life? It's a disquieting sensation, one that leaves us feeling insignificant and disconnected. And yet, in our relentless pursuit of success and happiness, we often inflict this very pain on others, losing sight of a fundamental truth: our lives are intricately interwoven, and the way we treat others ultimately reflects how we treat ourselves. To disregard another human being is to diminish not only them but also ourselves, eroding our shared humanity and undermining the very fabric of society. We live in an age of distraction, where our attention is constantly bombarded with stimuli. Screens glow with endless streams of information, social media feeds tempt us with curated glimpses into the lives of others, and the relentless pace of modern life leaves little room for genuine connection. It's easy to get caught up in our own bubbles, reducing real people to mere faces in a crowd or avatars on a screen. This detachment breeds apathy, making it easier to overlook the human beings behind the profiles and the hurried glances. We forget that every person we encounter carries their own unique story, their own hopes, dreams, and struggles. The Stoics, with their profound understanding of human nature, recognize the interconnectedness of all things. They emphasize the importance of treating others with kindness and compassion, understanding that true strength lies not in dominance or indifference, but in acknowledging our shared humanity. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wisely stated, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be." Be one. This timeless wisdom reminds us that our actions speak louder than words. When we treat others with respect, we acknowledge their inherent worth and affirm their place in the world. This philosophy resonates deeply with Jordan Peterson's work, which emphasizes the importance of individual responsibility and the pursuit of meaning in life. Peterson, like the Stoics, recognizes that our interactions with others are not merely transactional but deeply significant. He stresses the importance of treating every individual with dignity and respect, recognizing their inherent value as human beings. In his book, 12 Rules for Life: An Antidote to Chaos, he writes, "Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping." This principle extends beyond self-care to encompass our interactions with others. If we are to treat ourselves with respect and care, we must extend that same courtesy to those around us. Peterson's lectures often delve into the psychological and sociological consequences of treating others with disdain. He argues that such behavior not only harms the recipient, but also erodes the moral fabric of society. He points to the rise of nihilism and the decline of civility as evidence of the consequences of widespread disregard for human dignity. In a lecture on the importance of meaning, he stated, "When you treat another person with contempt, you are essentially saying that their life has no value, that their experiences and struggles are meaningless." This nihilistic perspective, he argues, leads to a breakdown of social cohesion and a loss of faith in the inherent goodness of humanity. Furthermore, Peterson emphasizes the importance of communication and dialogue in fostering mutual respect. He encourages his audience to engage in thoughtful conversations, even with those who hold opposing viewpoints. He stresses the need to listen actively, to seek understanding, and to avoid the temptation to dismiss or demean those with whom we disagree. In a lecture on the psychology of belief, he stated, "The ability to engage in civil discourse, even with those who hold different beliefs, is essential for a healthy society." This emphasis on respectful communication echoes the Stoic principle of recognizing the shared humanity of all individuals, even those with whom we may disagree. Peterson's work provides a compelling framework for understanding the importance of treating others with respect. He draws on a wealth of psychological, philosophical, and historical insights to illustrate the profound impact of our interactions with others. By emphasizing the importance of individual responsibility, the pursuit of meaning, and the cultivation of civil discourse, he offers a powerful antidote to the apathy and disregard that plague our modern world. He reminds us that every interaction, no matter how fleeting, has the potential to either uplift or demean, to either strengthen or erode the bonds that connect us as human beings. 3. Honesty with yourself. The first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool. Richard Feynman. In the modern world, where the pursuit of perfection and success often takes center stage, we can easily fall into the trap of self-deception. We craft elaborate masks, concealing our flaws and vulnerabilities in a desperate attempt to maintain a flawless facade. Yet, beneath these carefully constructed disguises, a shadow self yearns for recognition and acceptance. This denial of our true selves, while providing a temporary sense of security, ultimately hinders our growth and prevents us from living authentically. It's akin to gazing into a mirror and seeing only a reflection of who we wish to be, not who we truly are. This disconnect breeds a profound sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction as we strive to live up to an unattainable ideal. The Stoics recognized the perils of self-deception centuries ago. They emphasized the importance of self-examination and the relentless pursuit of truth, even when it's uncomfortable. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I shall gladly change. I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone. The harm is to persist in one's own self-deception and ignorance." This resonates deeply with Jordan Peterson's teachings. In his lectures and books, Peterson consistently stresses the importance of radical honesty with oneself. He argues that confronting our flaws and shortcomings is not an act of self-flagellation, but rather a necessary step towards growth and self-improvement. In his book 12 Rules for Life, Rule 8 states, "Tell the truth, or at least don't lie." This simple yet profound statement encapsulates the essence of self-honesty. Peterson's emphasis on truth-telling extends beyond mere factual accuracy. It encompasses a deeper level of self-awareness, a willingness to confront the uncomfortable truths about our motivations, desires, and fears. In his lectures, he often uses the metaphor of the shadow representing the hidden aspects of our personality that we often deny or repress. By shining a light on these shadows, we can integrate them into our conscious awareness and live more authentically. Peterson's approach to self-honesty is not merely theoretical, it's rooted in practical action. He encourages individuals to engage in practices such as journaling and introspection to cultivate greater self-awareness. He also emphasizes the importance of taking responsibility for one's actions and choices, even when they lead to undesirable outcomes. This echoes the Stoic principle of accepting what is within our control and focusing our efforts on self-improvement rather than external circumstances. Both Stoicism and Peterson's teachings offer a powerful antidote to the pervasive culture of self-deception. They remind us that true freedom and fulfillment come not from denying our flaws, but from embracing our whole selves, both light and shadow. So let us heed the wisdom of the Stoics and Jordan Peterson. Let us dare to look into the mirror and see ourselves as we truly are, flaws and all. Let us embrace the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, and commit to a life of authenticity and self-improvement. In doing so, we'll not only unlock our full potential, but also experience a profound sense of freedom and inner peace. 4. Envy and comparison. The glow of your phone illuminates your face as you scroll through your Instagram feed. Smiling faces, exotic vacations, and seemingly effortless achievements flash before your eyes. Have you ever found yourself in this scenario, bombarded by images of perfect lives, only to feel a pang of envy gnawing at your own contentment? It's a common experience in today's hyper-connected world, where we're constantly exposed to the curated highlight reels of others. This constant comparison, this insidious envy, can easily steal our joy and distract us from our own unique path. But what if there was a way to navigate this treacherous terrain, to find solid ground amidst the swirling currents of comparison? The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a powerful compass and a sturdy anchor for those seeking to chart their own course. Stoicism, with its emphasis on reason, virtue, and living in accordance with nature, provides a framework for cultivating inner peace and resilience in the face of life's inevitable challenges. At the heart of Stoicism lies the understanding that true happiness is not found in external validation or material possessions, but in cultivating inner strength and living a virtuous life. This inner freedom allows us to navigate the turbulent waters of envy and comparison with a sense of calm and clarity. Envy and comparison, the Stoics recognized, are like shackles that bind us to the opinions and achievements of others. They distract us from our own potential, drain our energy, and prevent us from living a life of purpose and meaning. As Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, wisely observed, it is not things that upset us, but our judgments about things. When we allow ourselves to be consumed by envy and comparison, we are essentially giving away our power and allowing external factors to dictate our emotional state. So how can we break free from these self-imposed chains and reclaim our inner freedom? The Stoics offer a powerful antidote: gratitude. By cultivating an attitude of gratitude, we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. We begin to appreciate the simple joys in our lives, the unique gifts we possess, and the opportunities that lie before us. This shift in perspective allows us to cultivate a sense of contentment and appreciate the abundance that already exists in our lives. This is where the insights of Jordan Peterson, a renowned clinical psychologist and author, resonate deeply with Stoic principles. Peterson, in his lectures, books, and writings, emphasizes the importance of taking responsibility for our own lives, of striving for meaning and purpose, and of cultivating a sense of gratitude for the good things we have. He echoes the Stoic emphasis on self-reliance and personal responsibility, urging us to focus on what we can control and to let go of our attachment to outcomes. In his book, 12 Rules for Life: An Antidote to Chaos, Peterson dedicates an entire chapter to the dangers of comparison. He argues that comparing ourselves to others is a recipe for misery, as it inevitably leads to feelings of inadequacy and resentment. Instead, he encourages us to compare ourselves to who we were yesterday, focusing on our own personal growth and progress. This resonates with the Stoic idea of focusing on our own virtue and striving to become the best version of ourselves. Peterson also emphasizes the importance of gratitude in his work. He often speaks about the power of appreciating the small things in life, the everyday blessings that we often take for granted. This focus on gratitude, he argues, can help us to cultivate a sense of contentment and appreciation for the good things in our lives, even in the midst of challenges. Furthermore, Peterson's emphasis on finding meaning and purpose in life aligns with the Stoic pursuit of virtue. He encourages us to identify our values, to set meaningful goals, and to strive to make a positive contribution to the world. This pursuit of meaning, he argues, can provide us with a sense of direction and purpose, helping us to navigate the challenges of life with a sense of resilience and determination. Take a moment right now to reflect on what you are grateful for. Share it with others, and commit to focusing on your own journey, free from the shackles of comparison. Let's inspire each other to embrace our individuality and live a life of purpose and fulfillment. 5. Avoiding wasted time. The clock ticks on, relentless and unforgiving. We glance at it, promising ourselves just 5 more minutes, only to find hours have slipped through our fingers. This familiar pang of regret underscores a universal truth: we live in an age of distraction. Social media, streaming platforms, and the constant buzz of notifications create a battlefield where focus and intention struggle against the tide of instant gratification. For the Stoics, this battle was not new. They recognized that time, like life itself, is ephemeral. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, famously wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This resonates deeply with our modern struggle against distraction. We may have a wealth of time at our disposal, but if we squander it on trivial pursuits, we are no richer than those with far less. The Stoic solution lies in cultivating a mindset of mindfulness and intentionality. We must recognize time's inherent value and treat it as the finite resource it is. This echoes Jordan Peterson's emphasis on personal responsibility and the importance of choosing how we spend our time. In his lectures and writings, Peterson frequently stresses the need to confront the reality of our mortality and the limited time we have. This awareness, he argues, should motivate us to prioritize what truly matters and make conscious choices about how we allocate our precious hours. Peterson's 12 Rules for Life offers practical advice that aligns seamlessly with Stoic principles. Rule 6. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world encourages us to take ownership of our lives and focus on the things we can control, including how we manage our time. This resonates with the Stoic idea of focusing on our own actions and choices rather than external circumstances. Furthermore, Peterson's emphasis on the importance of meaning and purpose in life directly connects to the Stoic pursuit of virtue and living in accordance with nature. When we waste time on frivolous activities, we neglect the deeper aspects of our being and fail to live up to our full potential. As Peterson states in his book Maps of Meaning, the purpose of life is finding the largest burden that you can bear and bearing it. This burden includes making the most of our time and using it to create a life of meaning and contribution. Imagine reclaiming those wasted hours and channeling them into activities that truly nourish your soul. Picture the transformation that would occur if you approached each day with a clear sense of purpose, valuing your time as the precious commodity it is. The possibilities are boundless. Take a small but impactful step today. Identify the time thieves that lurk in your life. Commit to spending even just 15 minutes less on those distractions and redirect that time towards something meaningful. It could be reading a book, learning a new skill, spending quality time with loved ones, or simply being present in the moment. Ultimately, by embracing a Stoic approach to time management, fortified by the wisdom of Jordan Peterson, you'll unlock a profound sense of freedom and control over your life. You'll experience increased productivity, reduced stress, and a deeper connection to your purpose. Remember, every moment is an opportunity. Choose to seize it. 6. Efficiency and productivity. The journey to success often encounters a formidable roadblock: the misconception that relentless effort equates to meaningful results. Many individuals find themselves entrenched in the exhausting cycle of working hard without seeing the desired outcomes. In our fast-paced society, where every minute counts, the need to work smarter rather than harder becomes increasingly crucial. Inefficiency often manifests in the form of disorganized workspaces cluttered with papers and open browser tabs, which serve as visual reminders of our struggle. Consider a day when you believed you were highly productive yet realized by evening that you had little to show for your time. You may have been swept up in a whirlwind of emails, unnecessary meetings, and trivial tasks, leaving you drained and unfulfilled. This is a common pitfall, equating busyness with effectiveness. This relentless pace can lead to burnout and diminish your confidence, making it feel as though you're spinning your wheels without making progress. So how can you escape this trap? Start by prioritizing your tasks. Create a list of what needs to be accomplished and identify the most important task for the day. Focus your energy on these crucial objectives rather than getting lost in minutiae. Additionally, eliminate distractions by turning off notifications on your phone, organizing your workspace, and carving out quiet moments for reflection and rejuvenation. Take the time to consider your true aspirations and align your daily actions with those goals. By prioritizing tasks that align with our values, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace and clarity, which are essential for effective productivity. This approach encourages us to act with intention rather than reaction, enabling us to navigate distractions and prioritize meaningful work. In connection with these Stoic principles, Jordan Peterson provides practical strategies that resonate deeply with the theme of efficiency and productivity. In his book Beyond Order, 12 More Rules for Life, he emphasizes the importance of establishing a routine as a foundation for a productive life. Peterson advocates for breaking down overwhelming tasks into manageable steps and tackling them one at a time, which mirrors the Stoic idea of focusing on the present moment and what we can control. His rule to set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world serves as a poignant reminder that personal responsibility begins with ourselves. By organizing our environments both physically and mentally, we create the conditions for greater focus and effectiveness. Furthermore, Peterson's discussions on the significance of meaningful work encourage us to align our daily actions with our values and long-term goals. He frequently speaks about the transformative power of responsibility. When we commit to our tasks with intention, we not only enhance our productivity but also cultivate a sense of purpose. This approach fosters resilience in the face of challenges and distractions, allowing us to channel our efforts toward what truly matters. Embracing these strategies not only enhances your productivity but also frees up precious time for pursuits that genuinely enrich your life. Imagine the satisfaction of completing a meaningful task rather than merely checking items off a long to-do list. Working smarter allows you to experience a sense of relief and empowerment, transforming how you approach your daily activities. As you reflect on this, consider sharing in the comments one task you will prioritize this week and how you plan to minimize distractions. 7. Surrounding yourself with the right people. The ancient Stoics were onto something when they emphasized the importance of choosing your company wisely. But in our modern world of constant connection and endless social streams, it's easier said than done. Do you ever find yourself feeling utterly drained after spending time with certain people? Like their negativity or lack of support has somehow seeped into you and zapped your energy. Instead, imagine being surrounded by people who champion your dreams and inspire you to be your best. This isn't some unattainable utopia. It's the power of curating your social circle with intention, a principle echoed by both Stoic philosophy and the teachings of Jordan Peterson. The Stoics believed that external factors, including the people around us, could influence our inner state and impede our pursuit of virtue. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, wisely stated, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." This resonates deeply with Peterson's message of personal responsibility and striving for meaning. He emphasizes the importance of surrounding yourself with people who support your upward trajectory, who challenge you to be better, and who share your values. In his book, 12 Rules for Life, Peterson dedicates an entire chapter to this very idea. Rule 3, make friends with people who want the best for you. We're bombarded with information and influences at every turn. It's easy to get swept up in the tide of negativity, especially with social media amplifying it all. But the truth is, the people we allow into our lives have a profound impact on our well-being and success. Both Stoicism and Peterson urge us to be discerning about who we let into our inner circle. Take a moment to reflect. Can you recall a specific instance where someone's negativity affected you? Perhaps a friend who endlessly complained, or a colleague who fostered a toxic work environment. How did that make you feel? Deflated? Anxious? Maybe even a bit hopeless? This aligns with Peterson's observation that prolonged exposure to negativity can lead to resentment, bitterness, and a victim mentality. In a lecture on responsibility, he stated, "If you surround yourself with people who are constantly complaining and blaming others, you'll inevitably start to adopt that same mindset." Now, shift your focus to a time when you were surrounded by supportive and encouraging individuals. Remember that feeling of being truly understood and championed? That's the power of positive influence, a concept that both the Stoics and Peterson emphasize. Peterson often recounts stories of individuals who have overcome adversity and achieved great things because they had a supportive network of friends and family. He highlights the importance of having people in your life who believe in you, even when you doubt yourself. Who are the people you spend most of your time with? Do they encourage your growth or hold you back? Do they celebrate your wins or downplay your achievements? How do you feel after interacting with them? Energized and uplifted, or drained and depleted? These are critical questions to consider, echoing Peterson's call for self-awareness and taking stock of your relationships. So where do you go from here? Start by identifying the toxic relationships in your life. Gradually distance yourself from those negative influences. You don't necessarily have to sever ties completely, but limit your exposure and prioritize your well-being. In a podcast discussion, Peterson suggested setting boundaries with negative individuals and limiting your interactions to situations where their negativity is less likely to affect you. Then, actively seek out positive and uplifting people. Join groups or communities that resonate with your interests and values. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, support your dreams, and challenge you to grow. Peterson often encourages his audience to engage in activities that connect them with like-minded individuals, such as joining clubs, taking classes, or volunteering. Jordan Peterson's advice rings true. Make friends with people who want the best for you. Choosing your company wisely is an investment in yourself, in your well-being. It's about cultivating an environment where you can flourish and reach your full potential. This resonates with the Stoic idea of living in accordance with nature, which includes cultivating virtuous relationships that contribute to our overall well-being. Take a moment to appreciate the uplifting people in your life. Who are those who truly inspire you? Share your gratitude for them in the comments below. And commit to making one small change this week to improve the quality of your relationships. It could be as simple as reaching out to a positive friend, setting boundaries with a negative influence, or joining a new community. 8. Setting achievable goals. In the realm of personal development, there exists a curious paradox. The very ambition that propels us forward can also be our downfall. Like Icarus, who soared too close to the sun on wings of wax, we risk crashing back to earth when our aspirations outstrip our capabilities. The Stoics, with their emphasis on self-awareness and acceptance of limitations, offer a guiding light through this treacherous landscape. They teach us to navigate the fine line between striving for greatness and succumbing to the Icarus paradox, the peril of overreaching. This ancient wisdom resonates deeply with the teachings of Jordan Peterson, a contemporary thinker who champions the importance of setting realistic goals and embracing incremental progress. In his lectures and writings, Peterson frequently cautions against the dangers of false hope syndrome, where we set ourselves up for disappointment by chasing after unattainable ideals. He advocates for a more grounded approach, one that acknowledges our limitations while still encouraging us to reach our full potential. Peterson's emphasis on achievable and attainable goals aligns perfectly with the Stoic mindset. In his book 12 Rules for Life, he writes, "Aim high, but not impossibly so. Set your sights on the stars, but keep your feet on the ground." This sentiment is echoed in the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. By anticipating potential obstacles and setbacks, we can set realistic expectations and avoid the crushing blow of disillusionment. Furthermore, Peterson's concept of hierarchical competence underscores the importance of mastering foundational skills before tackling more complex challenges. He argues that true success comes from building a solid foundation, brick by brick, rather than attempting to leapfrog to the top. This resonates with the Stoic emphasis on gradual progress and the cultivation of virtue through consistent practice. In his lectures, Peterson often shares anecdotes of individuals who have achieved remarkable feats through incremental improvement. He cites the example of a student who struggled with writing but, through consistent effort and feedback, eventually became a published author. These stories serve as a powerful reminder that even the most ambitious goals can be realized through a series of small, achievable steps. The Stoic and Petersonian perspectives converge in their recognition that true fulfillment lies not in the pursuit of grandiose dreams, but in the daily practice of living a meaningful life. By setting realistic goals, embracing our limitations, and celebrating our progress, we cultivate a sense of agency and resilience. We break free from the Icarus paradox, finding joy and purpose in the journey itself, rather than fixating solely on the distant horizon. 9. Facing the present instead of mourning the past. In life, we all encounter moments of regret. Those nagging questions that linger in our minds, what if I had done things differently? Painful memories and past mistakes can trap us in a cycle of negativity, making us forget the valuable opportunities right in front of us. Ask yourself, have you ever felt stuck in those unhappy memories in today's fast-paced world? Dwelling on the past often causes us to miss out on the beautiful moments happening around us. The emotional weight of those memories can lead to increased anxiety and depression, hindering our ability to fully enjoy life. Stoic thinkers like Epictetus famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means that rather than letting the past dictate our present, we should accept that some things are unchangeable. We must live in the present moment, as it is here that we can take action and make a difference. Accepting what has happened and learning from our mistakes not only grants us freedom but also opens new avenues for growth. However, one of the most influential voices shaping our understanding of modern life is Jordan Peterson. He emphasizes the importance of living in the present and confronting reality. In his renowned book 12 Rules for Life, Peterson advises us to treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. This means taking ownership of our lives and not allowing the past to hinder our journey forward. He often highlights the significance of personal responsibility, asserting that dwelling on what's already happened only robs us of our power and the ability to control our current circumstances. Peterson has also stated in various lectures that facing the present is crucial for personal development. He believes when you confront reality, you give yourself the chance to change, to learn, and to grow. These words underscore the importance of tackling present challenges instead of drowning in negative feelings from the past. Peterson encourages people to take small steps toward changing their lives, such as journaling their thoughts and emotions or taking actionable steps they can control each day. By blending Stoic philosophy with Jordan Peterson's insights, we see that accepting the past and fully living in the present is not just a way to minimize pain, but also an effective strategy for personal growth. Take a few minutes each day to practice mindfulness or journaling, allowing yourself to acknowledge your mistakes without feeling hurt. By accepting what has transpired and choosing to live fully in the present, you will feel lighter and more open to embracing new opportunities. The freedom that comes from letting go of the past will empower you to evolve in the future. Finally, I encourage you to share your experiences in learning to let go of the past. What have you done to confront your regrets? Make a commitment to yourself and your community to live more fully in the present, as this is the only way to truly experience and appreciate every precious moment of life. 10. Telling the truth. We often convince ourselves that bending the truth will make life easier, but does it really? Think back to the last time you told a small lie. Maybe it seemed harmless, a way to avoid hurting someone or dodging a conflict at work. But what did that lie do to your peace of mind? Did it linger, growing heavier with time, forcing you to maintain a narrative that wasn't true? Eventually, even the smallest deceit can weigh us down. The real issue isn't just the lie itself, but the burden it creates over time. This is where the Stoics come in, urging us to live lives rooted in truth and integrity. For the Stoics, telling the truth wasn't merely about being honest with others, it was about aligning your inner self with your outer actions. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, believed that dishonesty creates internal discord. When we lie, even if it's just to avoid an uncomfortable conversation, we set ourselves up for future complications. Each lie pulls us further from the harmony we seek, not just with others but with ourselves. In Stoicism, the truth is the foundation of peace. It clears the path for clarity, trust, and, most importantly, integrity. The Stoics remind us that living in alignment with our values, honesty being a core one, leads to a life free from the complications that deception breeds. But it's not just the ancient Stoics who champion the power of truth. Jordan Peterson, a modern philosopher and clinical psychologist, has extensively discussed the transformative power of telling the truth in both his podcasts and books. In his famous Rule 8 from 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos, Peterson makes a compelling case: tell the truth, or at least don't lie. He argues that dishonesty corrodes relationships, destroys trust, and ultimately leads to chaos both internally and externally. When you lie, you may think you're avoiding conflict or protecting someone's feelings, but in reality, you're only pushing those problems into the future, where they'll return even stronger. In one of his podcasts, Peterson expands on this idea by explaining how lies create instability, not just in your personal life, but in the broader context of society. He notes that truth forms the bedrock of any healthy relationship, whether it's between friends, family, or colleagues. Without it, relationships crumble. When we lie, we fracture the trust that others place in us, and perhaps more importantly, we fracture the trust we place in ourselves. According to Peterson, every lie we tell not only damages our relationships, but also chips away at our sense of self-worth. Over time, these small betrayals add up, leaving us disconnected from the very foundation of who we are. Peterson also often discusses how telling the truth, though uncomfortable in the short term, can lead to long-term stability and personal growth. In a famous lecture, he tells a story about how being honest with his clients during his years as a clinical psychologist, even when it was difficult, helped them to confront painful realities and, in turn, transform their lives. He asserts that living in truth requires courage because it means facing the often uncomfortable realities of our lives both internally and externally. But once we face those truths, we are better equipped to deal with life's challenges. What's more, Peterson emphasizes that truth-telling builds resilience. In his podcasts, he frequently points out that those who face reality head-on, no matter how painful, tend to be stronger and more capable of handling life's uncertainties. You won't need to backtrack, cover up, or live in fear of being caught in a lie. Instead, you can face challenges with clarity and confidence, knowing that your integrity remains intact. To recap, we've covered 10 key life mistakes and how Stoicism, along with Jordan Peterson's insights, can help you overcome them. Take a moment to reflect: are any of these mistakes holding you back? Apply the Stoic solutions we discussed and see the difference they can make. If you enjoyed this video, comment 1, share, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. See you next time.